While luxury is subjective to each individual, one true luxury is knowing yourself. Because when you know you, nobody can tell you who you are. So it's funny that I'm opening the video snacking, but a lot of the times I am snacking throughout the day. But normally around this time when I begin my nighttime routine, my son and I have already done our nighttime routine because I have a whole separate thing that I do with him. Toward the nighttime, we do the cleanup song, the clean up, everybody do your share. If you guys remember Barney at all. And I have him clean up all of his toys or any of his little effects that we might have played with or used throughout the day. It gives him a sense of responsibility, and it gives him an opportunity to quote unquote help mommy, which if you have a toddler, you know that they love to do. But after I put him down and we have that mommy son time and I soothe him and kiss on him and give him that, uninterrupted mom time that the babies love, I go ahead and decompress by cleaning up my own mess and making sure that whatever mess is in the way is cleared so that the next day I'm now working on top of whatever mess that we made the day before. If you are a mom, then you know that it just really helps to clean as you go, because if you don't, you will end up with a mountain of mess and everything will just get chaotic, and honestly the kids will make it worse because they'll add to it just by being babies. So this actually is beneficial just for the overall scheme of things, but it also kind of calms me because more often than not, this is the first time throughout the day where I have absolute silence and I don't have to worry about rushing because the baby may wake up. Because luckily my son sleeps pretty good through the night. So I go ahead and clean up, organize, wash any dishes, and just kind of clean up and prepare my space for myself and my son when he wakes up. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't necessarily prefer to wash dishes. One, I just kind of realized that after washing dishes for so many years, your hands get super ashy, and especially in the COVID times, we're washing our hands so much, which is a great thing, but baby, I'm developing eczema, child. So I don't really prefer it, but lately it's also been very calming to just sit and wash my dishes. Well, not sit, but wash my dishes and just kind of, tap in with the actual task at hand. So if I have a small amount of dishes, I will wash them by hand. And if I do not, then I'll pop them into the dishwasher and let them wash that way. But luckily I only had a few dishes today, so I knocked them out and just put them on my towel and let them dry. So I don't know if it's just me, but after I'm done washing my dishes or using my sink in any capacity, I normally just take my dish rag and I wipe my counters down. You see in that pink bottle that there's vinegar there, so sometimes I use that or maybe more of a chemical cleaner. But it just makes me feel good to know that my counters aren't dirty, my sink has been wiped out, and there are no germs just lingering there. And then after all of that, I rinse my rag out really good and I make sure it's disinfected and ready for the next use. And after all that, I normally just go ahead and make myself a good drink, whether it's wine or tea. I didn't have any wine, so I went ahead and made me some tea. I like to put nice purified water in my tea kettle, child, and go ahead and turn that on, wait till it's steaming, and then go ahead and make me some tea. So that's what I'm doing here, and then I move on to my next task. And now it's shower time, okay? I like to take a nice hot shower because the girl body be aching, child. And I start the water to make sure it's nice and hot. And while that is heating up, I go ahead and I wrap my hair, or I tie up my hair, whichever hairstyle that I have at the time. I have a wrap now. So I go ahead and I brush it out, and then I wrap my hair so that I can get in the shower and make sure the humidity don't attack me. Because you know the humidity be attacking the curls, baby. So this is one of my favorite parts. After I wrap my hair or tie my hair or, all that jazz, I normally like to do some affirmations and affirm some things to myself because it's very easy to become ungrounded and to kind of forget your blessings and kind of forget, who you are and what you have going on for yourself and what you're working towards. And so it's really important to look at yourself and just kind of tell yourself what's what. So I like to take some time throughout my night routine to just kind of affirm to myself, check myself out, and tell myself I'm the shit. And you should do the same thing. After that good old shower, I like to moisturize, baby. If you're not moisturizing, what you doing? Don't be ashy. So after I'm done moisturizing my body, I normally just take my hands and wash them really good to make sure that I don't have any like body moisturizer or shea butter residue on them. And then I wash my face. I pick whatever cleanser I'm going to use based on the kind of day that I had, and then based on what I want to put on serum wise. If I'm using a retinol, then I'll use a more gentle or mild cleanser. But if I'm using more of a hydrating product and I want to get a good deep clean, then I'll probably use something with salicylic acid. After that, I might do a double wash depending on how I feel, and just dry and then brush my teeth. I do that way so that I'm not rinsing any of my good serums, good moisturizers off when I'm rinsing my mouth. So I normally just brush my teeth and then put on my serums and my creams. But you can't be I don't want to lead you guys down the wrong road. I definitely do tone. Make sure you guys are toning your faces as well based on your needs. If my face is experiencing some breakouts for whatever reason, then I'll probably use the salicylic acid then if I don't use that in the wash. And if I'm going to use a retinol or my face seems a little dry that day, then I'll use my Kiehl's, I think it's called Ultra Facial Toner, and then I'll use that because it has squalene in it. But other than that, use what you need to use based on whatever your needs are. I'm using the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Serum here, and I love that stuff. So after I'm done washing and toning my face and applying my serums, of course, I go ahead and I give myself a few moments, and then I apply my eye creams, and then I apply my face cream. They are different. You can't always use your face creams around the eye area. They normally are differentiated. So make sure you guys are aware of that. But I normally just apply my eye creams just by patting it in or just lightly like rubbing it. And then I normally put my face cream on after that and pat that in, rub that in as well. I am currently using Peter Thomas Roth products for moisturizers at the moment, and I really love them. It is very high percentages of hyaluronic acid, which works best for me because I'm using a retinol, and my face will get very irritated if I don't hydrate. So if you own a tea kettle, then you know that if you leave it to boil, it will start screaming. I like to get out to mine before it does that because I do not want to run the risk of it disrupting my baby's sleep. and I get out there and I begin making my tea. This particular tea that I'm going to be drinking tonight is an adaptogenic, and it's really, really good for anxiety. I have anxiety terribly, so I do what I can to make sure that I'm in the best place I need to be. I got this from my local herb shop, and it's really, really good. It has a lot of different herbs in it, and I drink it when I've had super stressful days and I ain't got no wine. So with this particular tea, it needs to steep for 15 to 20 minutes to get the full effect of what it does, that whole calming sensation. So I like to pour the boiling hot water in, put my tea in the tea strainer or diffuser or whatever you call it, and then sit it in the tea so that it can begin to steep and, swim in the hot water and all the rest of that jazz. Sometimes I add honey. Tonight I did, but sometimes I do not because it's not a bad tasting tea at all. And then I mix it and sit it to the side. When the tea is ready, I sip and I kind of reflect and have a quiet moment. And then I begin to journal. I like to journal just a little bit about the day or whatever I'm feeling. And then I settle down for the night. Sometimes I might catch a show on TV, or sometimes I might read a book. But overall, this is pretty much my nighttime routine. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one.